So, what is second tier entitlement? Well, when you buy a VA home loan, you basically have a benefit amount, right? It's normally tied to the conforming loan limit of where you live or the high county conforming loan limit where you live. And if you purchase it, the VA loan doesn't stop there, right? Basically, if you have a home and let's say you need to relocate because you're PCSing or your family gets bigger, you could actually tap into that second tier entitlement without having to sell your first home, right? So let me break it down real simple for you. I bought my first home in Smith Station, Alabama back in 2009. At that time, the conforming loan limit was a little over $412,000. However, I didn't spend that much when I bought a home. I bought the home for $169,900, right? I lived in that home for 9 months before I came down on PCS orders to PCS to Oahu, Hawaii, right? Schofield Barracks. When we got there, we wanted to buy another home. I didn't realize I could buy a second home, use my VA loan again. So I thought, well, shoots, I'm out of luck because Hawaii home prices are so high. Then I met the lender at the time. He said, no, brother, you have second tier entitlement because the difference is in Hawaii, the county loan limit at that time was $755,000. So that means it was basically a little over $300,000 more than what the conforming loan limit was on the mainland. And since I only used 169, the simple math is you subtract what I purchased the first home for from the conforming loan limit, which gave me a value of X, and that's how much entitlement I had left over to purchase my second home. Believe it or not, 100% financing, just like I did the first time, right? So this is an option that a lot of people aren't aware of. Now, granted, one of the biggest myths out there is, Jay, I heard that you can only use your VA home loan benefit one time. That's not true. I just proved to you. I actually used it multiple times and had two VA home loans at the same time. Now, where does this not work, this particular scenario? Let's say I would have bought my first home in Hawaii, right? Now, when I bought that home in Hawaii, I bought it for $586, okay? $586 still wasn't the full amount of the conforming loan limit there. However, if I would have PCS backwards to Fort Benning, Georgia, which I bought the home in Smith Station, Alabama, where the conforming loan limit was less, there would have been no entitlement left over. So it only works when you're going to a higher conforming loan limit in that particular situation, or if you're staying in the same conforming loan limit. Let's use another example. Let's say that, like right now, the conforming loan limit is a little over $700,000, right? You're in the middle of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where the home might be $350,000. You buy a home. So if the conforming loan limit is $750,000, you buy a home for $350,000. That means technically you still have $400,000 left over. Now, let's say you fall in love there at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and you meet a spouse, and you get married, and you decide to have kids. And the home that you currently purchased worked great just for you, but isn't going to work so well for this growing family, right? Now, typically most people say, oh, just sell the home. Well, you also did your research and you found out that, wow, I can rent my current home for way more than what I pay on the mortgage payment. So I'd like to keep it. And I can buy a bigger home to meet my family's needs and still not go over that 400 cap. So now you have two loans within the same market because your circumstances have changed, right? So the myth about not being able to use the VA home loan more than once, completely debunked. Now let's use the next one. Buy a home, you're going to PCS, but you don't want to keep it. So you're going to buy a home in another market, but until you sell the home, you still have that entitlement tied up. So technically, yes, you can buy another home with the remaining entitlement while you're waiting to sell the other home. And then once you sell it, that frees up the remaining entitlement as well. Second tier entitlement, very simple, very easy. A lot of people aren't aware of it. There's a lot of lenders out there that don't even know about it and that proclaim to be VA home loan experts, but now you know. So if you want to learn more about your VA home loan benefit like a pro, drop a comment down below and let's chat about your options.